Broadcasting live from the only establishment in town that can't kick him out. His own basement. The world according to Rocket.
Hey, now it is I, Rocket Man, and this is the world according to Rocket. And why are my hands shaking? Well, that's just applause in ASL, American Sign Language. I'm applauding myself. This is my studio audience today. Hey, stop it, Rocket Man. Get serious for a moment. I got to tell you, I got surprised by something today. When I found out some comments that Coach Halzle said, the quarterback's coach, you know, he and Josh Heupel have been together for like 13, 14 years, right? And they make an exquisite team. Actually, I think he's going to be named the new offensive coordinator, I think. That would be my guess. It seems logical, right? He said some things that that surprised me a whole lot. All right, here's what he said. You know, we've been talking about Joe Milton and all the attention that Nico has been getting. And here is what he said. Let me just roll it here. Here's what he said. We'll have a quarterback competition in the spring. He flat out said it. Really? Wow. Now, wow, why would he say that right now? That concerns me. And it's just like from the earlier question about the game, does that weigh in? Absolutely, because what you do on the field, it matters as far as who's going to play. But yeah, we will have a quarterback competition this offseason and go from there. That's pretty huge. Number one, it puts Joe Milton on notice. This is not your job yet. You're going to have to win it, and that starts on Friday night. Wow. I am surprised that they would say that 2 days before this game. What does that mean? Does that mean, why couldn't he deflect that question? That's amazing to me. It gives a fear in me that maybe the accuracy problems are still there. That's what I get from the timing of this. He goes on to say, Coach Halzle, they all understand this. The conversations been had with all of them. They understand the competition. And then finally he said, game day is always a test, but it's not the situation that we've had the conversation with, like, hey, this is your chance, talking about to Joe. Because why would you put that on him? Well, dude, you're putting that on him by making this announcement that there's going to be a quarterback competition. Woohoo! Wow, that really surprised me. I would like to know what you think about this down in the comments. Ready, set, go! You know I am trying to get to 2,000 subs before my birthday. Well, my birthday was last Friday. The reason I think we didn't get to 2,000 was because I had to take 3 days off last week traveling to see family and friends on the way to the Midwest here so that I could spend Christmas with my family and through the New Year's, right? So because we didn't put up any content, and the content doesn't have a long shelf life because it's dealing with Tennessee football, right? We only have a few days left. We didn't make it to 2,000. We are 70 subscribers short of 2,000. If you would be so kind, if you are not a subscriber to this broadcast and you like my funny hat, please subscribe. And I will try to grow into the hat with some appealing and entertaining content. Thank you so much. Hammer that like button and hammer that subscribe button. Thank you in advance. I don't know about you, but one of my favorite things about the show is you. Let's get to the viewer mail. Robert Duncan, I think Joe will have over 500 yards total offense. Go Vols. Great video, Rocket. You are absolutely the man. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Robert Duncan. I appreciate that. Donald Vandergriff, loved Rocket Man. Joe Milton is going to have a hell of a game. He will be allowed to run. Try bringing down a 245-pound dude running full steam. The team is surrounding him and backing him up. Donald, thank you very much. Nate Jones, hi, Rocket Man. Love the channel. Keep up the good work. Go Vols. Yes, sir. Appreciate that. Vol Man, everybody is worrying too much. Joe Milton will be all right. Y'all need to calm down. You could be right. Dirty Higgins, hey, Dirt. I'm going to hold you to the Dancing Girls a year from now. Oh, trust me on that one. There will be Dancing Girls at the 1-year anniversary. I promise you that. Here is my favorite comment from yesterday's show. Teddy Strunk. Take the pressure off Joe. He's the man. It's obvious he's gotten better this year. He's the only quarterback at UT right now that has any experience running an offense, much less Josh Heupel's powerful passing offense. He's had great passes all year. To me, he's the only possibility of a starting quarterback right now. Nico needs to get some experience learning from Milton. Exactly. Hooker and Milton are roommates and are best friends. Hendon is in Miami supporting him. Correct. I bet he makes a run for the Heisman next year. We all know he's that talented. If I were coach, our first play on offense would be a quarterback keeper student body right from Milton for a touchdown. I love that. I haven't heard student body right in a long time. Oh, man, I really like that. Rocket Man, I don't agree with you on everything, but I love your show. I always look forward to watching because I love my Vols since 1966, my first time in Neyland for the Ole Miss game, and I know you love them too. It's been the funniest season ever. Go Vols. Let's have a nice ending. Teddy Strunk, you are the man today. You are getting pinned, and you are carrying the standard today, my brother. Thank you so much. Okay, let me set up the scenario for this football game between the Tennessee Volunteers and the Clemson Tigers, who have probably the worst outfitted mascot in entire college football. I mean, it's just a joke how bad that thing is. Now, I know that they upgraded it last year or the past couple of years, but it's still just, they should be penalized. They should get a technical foul. If this was basketball, they'd get teed up. That mascot is so bad. Anyway, I digress. Okay, here's some of the things we need to know. Who is out for Tennessee? Linebacker Jeremy Banks is out. See ya. Wide receiver Jalen Hyatt is out. Gosh, I wish he would have played. Understand why he didn't. And wide receiver Cedric Tillman is out. Gosh, I wish he could play, but I know that he's hurt still, and he hasn't quite got that healed up yet. So I understand. Those three guys are out. Clemson defensive end Miles Murphy. That's a big deal. He's out, going to the NFL. Quarterback DJ Ukulele. Yeah, I said it. Ukulele. He'll always be ukulele to me. He's out. Running back Kobe Pace, gone. Cornerback Fred Davis. Those folks are gone. So on both teams, we have some missing personnel on both teams that could affect the ball game. Now, let me say this. People are saying, oh, we don't have our best players. We're going to really suck. No, we're not. No, we're not going to suck. We still got Brew. We still got Ramel Keaton. Let me just remind you, that guy is really good. Ramel Keaton. Let me just remind you about that 50-yard pass he caught on the dead layout against Florida. Remember that? He can do that, and he does it often. So, hush up about our good players. These guys are good. Squirrel White is going to make a name for himself in this game. You watch what I tell you. Now let me tell you what's at stake, what's on the line at this game. The Volunteers have already scored their first 10-win season in 25 years. Did you hear me say that? 25 years. They scored their first 10-win season this year. With that stat in mind, I don't need to tell you that this is the first New Year's Six game that Tennessee has played in since that whole college football playoff system started. The last time they played at the Orange Bowl, I was there at the Orange Bowl. I was actually a big shot morning radio guy, and I rented a plane to take Tennessee Volunteers and Nebraska. I was in Nebraska, Omaha, Nebraska at the time. And I took a whole plane. They were playing Nebraska, right? I took a whole plane full of Nebraska people and me for Tennessee to the Orange Bowl, unfortunately. We lost. Peyton was hurt, though. He had a bad knee and wouldn't play at 100%. But that's the last time they were there. I was there. I'm excited about this. I hope we get a different result than we did then. What this game means, it would give University of Tennessee an 11-win season since 2001, right? Now, what does that mean? Well, just for recruiting purposes and the prestige of an 11-win season and a super statement that Tennessee is back, not to mention that in the preseason polls coming up next season, we'll for sure be in the top 10, if not in the top 5. And I do not have to tell anyone why that is important. Here is my final look and assessment of the Clemson-Tennessee Orange Bowl matchup. All right, look ye here, fellows. Tennessee should be a 3.5-point favorite. Okay, they should be. They are not. They opened up at a 4.5-point underdog, and that has since drifted up to 5.5-point underdog. Okay, they got a win here in the strength of schedule department. Now, as you know, this figure right here is a big deal to me. And typically, when we see this little green bar, that is the football team that I would recommend that is going to win that particular football game. But I'm going to look farther and deeper into this. Number one, because I want Tennessee to have a good showing, but I'll tell you if they're not. Okay, I'll say it if they're not. Now, this is offensive efficiency and this is defensive efficiency. And typically, when we see this, where the defense efficiency is higher and better than the offense, that's a pretty balanced team, right? We want to see this. I mean, when you look at Georgia, which is, I think, the best team in the country, they are so incredibly balanced. It's incredible. I mean, it's like, this number is like 89 and this number is like 92, right? I think Georgia will win the national championship because of that reason. They're just the best, most balanced, explosive football team in America right now. Okay? But let's look at this farther. Everybody's going, ooh, Clemson just killed North Carolina, right? They did. And let me tell you why. Because this new phenomenon, this freshman quarterback, Klubnik, who has a name like Klubnik? That's as bad as Rocket. So, look, everybody's talking about the freshman quarterback. Look what he had to deal with. Here he was running an offense that was faced up against a defensive efficiency of 29.8%. They suck. Believe it or not, they suck worse than Tennessee's defense does. That's why they beat North Carolina 39-10, is that North Carolina's defense just sucks. Now, so when we see this little spread here, this little, I like to call it a balanced car, a balanced tire. Let me get myself in the picture here. So it's running like this, right? Now, when we see our team, which has a super explosive number of 90.2% on offense and 55.1 on defense, okay, let me just say to you that this is in the SEC. This is in the ACC. All right? A 29.8 defensive efficiency in the ACC is a hell of a lot worse than a 55.1 in the SEC. You follow me? So it's not going to be this. Everybody said Clemson is going to kill Tennessee because no, that's not going to happen. All right? You're reading it wrong. So if I were to look at this game, I'd say, I'll probably go with that guy, that team right there. And then I look at this and I go, okay, well, look at that. See, we have a super, super explosive offense against this defense in the AAC. I mean, the ACC. Now, you say that's Hendon Hooker's offense. You're right. It is Hendon Hooker's offense. This is where I have handicapped it. What I have done is taken 20%. If we can maintain an offensive efficiency of 80% and maintain what we have in the defense, maybe play a little better, who knows? We can hope, can't we? We're going to end up with this number right here. Now, while that's not an advantage, it's almost a push. So we're going to still do pretty well at only 80%. All right? And we're going to lose this battle most of the time, but it's not going to be horrific. Then when I look at the predicted score from the Big Boss Daddy college football computer, I like to name things. They're my pets. Here's what we get. When we look at the computer, we get a score of 45-33. Now, I understand that that's not a football score, but we'll massage it and make it a football score. All right? It's a 12-point victory, right, by Tennessee, according to the Big Boss Daddy college football computer. Well, what I'm going to do is run that at 80%, and look what I get. 36-33. You feel me? Are you starting to feel me here? Look, we have a very good shot at beating these guys. It's not well, maybe it's a long shot. It's not a long shot at all. All right? We have a very good shot at beating these guys. And here's the good news. They could run it 100%. Right? They may just surprise people, but I don't think they're going to. There are going to be some mishaps. There are going to be some miscues. There are going to be some, miscommunications. But I think the University of Tennessee is going to be just fine. And when I would normally recommend in this situation, Clemson, I am not in our situation because I like what I'm seeing here. Because I thought Clemson just crushed North Carolina. Well, they did. But look at that. That is just embarrassing. I'm surprised they even showed up for the game. The coaches have the same information. I just said, boys, look, I can't take this defense down here to that ACC championship game. I got to stay home, smoke me a cigar, get in the hot tub, wait for the cold. Anyway, that is it. So what do we like? So we got 36-33. What is that? 35? 30? Is that what we like? That's what I like. Maybe 30, maybe 33-30. Something like that. That sound good? I think it will be close. If Tennessee runs at 80% offensive efficiency, they're going to be the winner in this game. And I think it will be close. I do. It could be one of those who has the ball last. That's what I think it could be. But I am telling you, my friends, the University of Tennessee football volunteers They're going to win this game. And I'm calling it 33-30. Go Big Orange! One thing keeps resonating in my mind about this football game. Joe Milton says, we've got to do this for Hendon. It's his team. It's his season. We got to finish it for him. I love that. You know what Jabari Small said? Exactly the same thing. Exactly. This is for Hendon. They keep saying that across the team. This is for Hendon. And you know what? That's given me a whole new perspective. This is for Hendon. Forget about the quarterback competition for now. This is for Hendon Hooker. And I don't know why I didn't think about that. By the way, Hendon Hooker has had his surgery. He has, he's in not recovery, but he is in rehabilitation now and doing well. He's down in Miami with them on crutches, and he is considered now a player coach, an assistant coach. Okay, coaching the quarterbacks. Wow. What an amazing story. But when I heard all of this, all that going around, it occurred to me, this is where Tennessee is. And I think that's the extra added edge that nobody can handicap on a piece of paper, is that this is for Hendon. Go Big Orange. Come sail with us at Seabourn, the Sweet Life event. We go to the Mediterranean, Northern Europe, Alaska, the Arctic, and more. During the Sweet Life event, save up to 15% on all ocean voyages and up to 25% on expedition voyages with a 15% deposit for select 2023 and 2024 sailings. Experience the Seabourn difference. Nearly one team member for every guest, and only 250 to 600 guests on board at any time. Could life get any sweeter? The British Isles, the Arctic, Alaska, Northern Europe, Mediterranean. This sound good? The Seabourn all-inclusive difference. Champagne, premium spirits, a choice of 5-star dining venues. All of this is included. Caviar, Wi-Fi with unlimited minutes, signature events, expedition experiences, including Zodiac cruising on all expedition voyages. All included is the gratuities, the taxes, the fees, and the port experiences. You like this? This sound good to you? Is it right down your wheelhouse? Yes, sir. The Sweet Life event. Want to know more about it? Want to book one? Want to just tantalize yourself? Just call Deb at luxurytravelnashville.com. She will put it all together for you. You can reach her at 615-863-1263.